What is the noble truth of the origin of suffering? It is craving which renews being and is accompanied by relish and lust, relishing this and that. In other words, craving for sensual desires, craving for being, craving for non-being. But whereon does this craving arise and flourish? Wherever there is what seems lovable and gratifying, thereon it arises and flourishes. There is this noble truth of the origin of suffering. Such was the vision, insight, wisdom, knowing, and light that arose in me about things not heard before. This noble truth must be penetrated to by abandoning the origin of suffering. This noble truth has been penetrated to by abandoning the origin of suffering. Such was the vision, insight, wisdom, knowing, and light that arose in me about things not heard before. In the first noble truth, we addressed dukkha, which is mostly translated as suffering. So now in the second noble truth, we will address the origin of suffering. And that the origin of suffering is attachment to the three kinds of desire. Desire for sense pleasure, or kama tanha, desire to become, bhava tanha, and desire to get rid of, vibhava tanha. Kama tanha is, again, desire for sense pleasure, wanting sense pleasures and seeking things to excite or please the senses. For example, when you're eating and food tastes delicious, you can be aware of wanting to take another bite. Try it out when you eat. Taste something delicious and see what happens. A desire arises for more. We also contemplate the feeling of wanting to become something, or bhavatana. We get caught in striving to become happy, seeking to become wealthy, or we might attempt to make our life feel important by endeavoring to make the world right. A sense of wanting to become something other than what you are right now. For example, I want to practice meditation so I can be free from my pain. I want to become enlightened. I want to have a partner. I want to have children. I want to have a profession. Out of this desire to become arises vibhavatana, the desire to get rid of things. For example, I want to get rid of my suffering. I want to get rid of my anger. I want to get rid of jealousy, fear, and anxiety. Here's the loop of suffering. I've got to conquer my anger so I can become. Keep in mind that these three categories are merely convenient ways of contemplating desire, not separate forms, just different aspects of it. And this is the first insight of the second noble truth. There is the origin of suffering, which is the attachment to desire. The first aspect of the second noble truth asks us to contemplate desire. It's not about identifying with desire, just about recognizing it. Out of this recognition comes the second insight. Desire should be let go of. An insight that desire should be let go of is not the same as a desire to let go of anything. It can be tricky not to fall back in the trap of, I want to get rid of. This is just another desire. It is by reflecting on and understanding the intricacies of these aspects of desire that we're able to let them go. The practice is really seeing that these are impermanent conditions of the mind. We need not continue to suffer. We can allow desire to be what it is and so begin to let go of it. Feeling is not suffering. It is the grasping of that causes suffering. It's an investigative approach to know desire for what it is, knowing the difference between what is natural and necessary for survival and what isn't. For example, to experience great hunger and to believe we should refrain from eating is not wisdom, it's foolishness. The way is always working with the moments in daily life. If you're feeling negative or depressed and in the moment you are able to not indulge and sink into despair or wallow in that depression, this is an enlightenment experience. We can actually stop by learning not to give things a second thought. In this moment, you actually have let go in full consciousness. This is the cultivation of insight knowledge, or Gnanadasana, the Pali word for profound understanding. Trying to analyze letting go in detail can make it much more complicated than necessary. The more we practice, the more we begin to see how to do it, the more we are able to sustain a state of non-attachment. It's not something we could figure out in words anymore, but something we actually did. Like, I just let go for a moment, just like that. Well-being is just knowing things as they are without feeling the necessity to pass judgment upon them. Through the actual practice and understanding of what letting go really is, we have the third insight into the second noble truth. Desire has been let go of. It is not a theoretical letting go, but a direct insight. We actually know letting go. To recap the second noble truth, 1, there is an origin of suffering, which is attachment to desire. 2, desire should be let go of. And 3, desire has been let go of.